Hello, and welcome to the overview of starting the Pro Weight Loss Program, Phases 1 and 2. I'm Lauren, Certified Health Coach, and will be your presenter today. There are 4 phases to the program. Today we'll be discussing Phase 1, the Fat Loading Day, and Phase 2, the Portion Control Day. We will touch briefly upon Phase 3, which is the Transition and Normalization phase, although we do have a separate tutorial for that. Also, Phase 4, the DNA testing. This will utilize your genetic makeup to give you your specific macronutrient percentages of protein, fats, and carbohydrates. This detailed report provides you with the tools for life to maintain your healthy weight and comes with a specific meal plan and exercise plan based on your DNA. There is also a separate tutorial for this phase as well. All right, so let's get started. Be sure to register on our weight tracker and log into our support portal. You would have received 2 emails, one with each, with the link and the sign-in credentials, your username and password. At this point of the program, your daily weight and weekly measurements are the only things that we need you to log in the weight tracker. For those of you who've signed up for the DNA testing, you will have access to sample meal plans and are able to log your daily meals and your exercise in this weight tracker. But for the first part of this program, while you're taking the formulas, you've got your journal. We know exactly what you'll be eating, so there's no need to log that here, just your weight daily. This can be done right from your phone or your PC. So if you do have a smartphone, this email will include the phone code, so you can download our free app and pop your weight in there every day. You'll also want to take some time to log into our support portal and read the first 21 steps before you get started. This will help to prepare yourself mentally and physically. Here you'll find articles to read prior to starting the program, all of our do's and don'ts, our frequently asked questions, common errors, tips and strategies, and lots of recipes. There is also a search key if you have a question. You can pop your subject right in the search key and find out the answer to your question. If you do not find the answer here, however, you can click the link submit a ticket, and then you can that will send us an email with your question. And this also is a great tool if you need to reschedule your phone coaching appointments. You'll need to purchase a bathroom scale, don't forget that, to weigh yourself every day, and you'll want to purchase a kitchen scale as well to measure your food. And you might want to purchase a couple of healthy ceramic nonstick cookware. That might be helpful and useful. And now it's a good time to organize your menu. Prepare your shopping lists, and you can use the list in the back of your journal. We've got a few grocery lists in the back that you can rip out, take grocery shopping with you. And it really is helpful when you prepare ahead of time. You'll be that much more successful. So take some time over your days off. If your day off is on the weekend or a weekday, do your shopping, prepare some meals. You can cook up a few different proteins and veggies. Maybe you wash up and measure out your fruits. Maybe even get some of those inexpensive Tupperware containers so you can package it up if you've got a busy work week. You can have your food just ready and available to go. Okay, so day 1 is phase 1. So phase 1 is fat loading day, and that's the only day of phase 1. So on this day, the first day of the program, you are taking your formulas, and you also want to eat high-fat foods throughout the day. This can be a combination of treats that you won't be having for a while, along with some healthy options such as avocado or peanut butter, olive oil, nuts. It's very important this day to make sure you consume high-fat foods, because we'll be filling those immediate fat reserves where we'll be fueling off of for the first few days while the formulas are adjusting to recognize our inner fat stores. So as the formulas are pulling out your body fat, we want to make sure you've got enough fat in there so you won't feel hungry or fatigued or anything like that. Remember, you do start the formulas on this day, and you can have whatever you want to have, including alcohol, on day 1 only. You'll know too, if you flip to day 1 of your journal, you'll see at the top of the page, fat loading day, start your formulas, and your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack options are left blank. So you'll know you can eat exactly whatever you want. And just to reiterate, it is important to fat load. It's important to build up your fat stores, so while the formulas are adjusting to the first few days, this process will be a little easier for your body to handle. It'll help to adjust to have a successful start to your program. You may gain a pound or two. Not to worry, that's common, that happens, but the next day it'll come right off and you will see those pounds continue to melt away. Those of you on the active lifestyle program, however, since you'll be consuming a higher volume of calories, you will not need to fat load. All right, and it's really important to set goals for yourself. So make sure you have a plan set up to ensure you are successful. Sometimes it's helpful to write these goals down and maybe in a little side journal and visit them, every day. Make sure you keep yourself mentally on track. Sometimes it's helpful to make yourself that little action plan. You have kind of an outline of what your steps are. You've joined the program, so that's step one, and that's a huge step that you actually decided to come on board and join the program. Next, you do what you need to do to track your weight and your food. That helps you stay accountable, less likely to go off plan if you're tracking. Tracking your weight in the app, that's also going to keep you on track because you want to see that, and we will be watching that. You want to see that continue to go down, so that's going to help keep you accountable as well. Learn some of our healthy recipes to give you some variety. Maybe list some of your bad habits out and think of things to swap in, some good habits to change in. Set up strategies for yourself. How are you going to tackle some of these roadblocks that you're hitting? So things like that. Think about and come up with some solutions for yourself. Okay, so the formulas. Here are your formulas. You would have received 3. Weight management formula, detox, and B-Boost. Some of you are doing the 42-day, which will require the 2 bottles of weight management. Others are doing the 21-day, which is requiring just the 1 bottle of weight management. So depending on your, your plan. So you want to make sure that you refrigerate your formulas after opening them. Don't leave them in sunlight or heat. Okay, and this is how you'll be taking your formulas every day. So you'll wake up in the morning. Of course, you'll weigh yourself first thing. Best to weigh yourself first thing with no clothes on. Write that in your journal so you've got that down. Don't worry about getting it into the app first thing. You can go ahead and do that anytime during the day, but just make sure you write that down in your journal. Then you start your formulas. So you'll have your B-Boost first, and that will be a half a dropper filled. And when you squeeze the beaker at the top, you can clearly see that it actually does fill up about halfway. It's a red color. So you'll see that fill up. That right under your tongue. Try and hold it there for a minute or 2. I know 2 is a long time, so at least get to a minute. It's going to swish around. It's not going to stay under, but that's okay. It's absorbing through the mouth, and that's what's important. After about a minute, then you can swallow that, and you're done with the B-Boost for the day. Then right away, you'll take your water bottle. The detox and the weight management, both formulas go right into that same water bottle. You'll put 15 drops of the detox, and then you'll put 20 drops of the weight management, days 1 through 10. You can see here on day 11, it increases to 30, and then on day 21, it increases to 40. However, that is in your journal at the beginning. However, you don't have to remember that. We've got that noted when that day comes. On day 11, you'll see at the top, it'll be noted to increase your weight management drops to 30. So whenever there's a change, it will be noted in your journal. So you don't have to worry about remembering. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you. So you've got your formulas, the detox and the weight management in that water bottle. You're going to drink that slowly over the morning hours, lasting 3 to 4 hours. You can drink other water if you need to, or coffee or tea, but you want to make sure that this bottle with the formulas lasts 3 to 4 hours so those formulas continue to seep into your cells. And then the only other time you revisit the weight management formula only, just the weight management formula, you'll do 10 drops under your tongue, hold it there for a minute or so, and then swallow and then go to bed. So here's an example of what a day would look like in this menu program. And this is just an example. So some folks may get up early and they may start their formulas early, 7 in the morning, maybe it's 6, and they'll drink those for 3 to 4 hours. You might be done by 10 o'clock. So you're not having your food, you're just drinking just the formulas. And now at 10:30, you're ready for a mid-morning snack. So maybe your first serving of fruit can be mid-morning. Then this is showing 12, it doesn't have to be 12 anytime. For lunch, you'll have your serving of protein and vegetables. And then you can also load up on your free vegetables. Mid-afternoon, you can have another snack. It could either be the free veggies or your second serving of fruit. Then dinner, you'll have your protein and your vegetables. And then if you want a snack in the evening, if you hadn't had that second serving of fruit, go ahead and have it in the evening, or maybe that snack will be free vegetables, depending on how you outline your meal plan that day. Other folks may try and start their formulas a little later, maybe 8 to noon, 8 to 11, and then their first food would be at lunchtime. So at lunchtime, they pick their protein, they pick their vegetable, then maybe they add the free vegetables to that and have a nice big meal. Then they can have their first serving of fruit mid-afternoon. And then do the same thing in the evening. You'll have your protein and your vegetables for dinner, maybe load up some free vegetables with it again. And then you can have your second serving of fruit for a snack in the evening. So however you want to do that, just make sure that you're not eating during the time that you're taking the formulas in the morning. If you are in the active lifestyle program, we have a little example for that too. That might be a little different depending on when you're exercising. So your serving sizes daily, you'll have 2 servings of protein, and that will be anywhere from 3 to 6 ounces depending on what you've discussed with your coach on the call, and depending on what program you're on. You'll have 2 servings a day of fruit, 1 cup. And then you'll have 2 servings a day of vegetables, 1.5 cups, or 2 cups, 2 servings of 2 cups if you're on the active lifestyle program. Then unlimited free vegetables. The free vegetables you can have as much as you want, as often as you want, whenever you want. And then you'll make sure you have your half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt every day. Your water will be half your weight in ounces, capped at 200 pounds, so no more than 100 ounces per day, which is about 4 of those blue bottles. 96 ounces is 4 of the blue bottles. And the pink salt, there are a lot of benefits to having your pink salt. It is important to take. It does contain 84 essential minerals required by our body. It's a great source of magnesium. It helps to regulate the blood sugar levels, helps your sleep cycle, it helps absorb the food. It really is respiratory health, helps muscle cramps. So there's a lot of benefits to the pink salt. You want to make sure you have that half a teaspoon every day. And you can have that any way you'd like. You can split it up over your lunch and dinner and season your food with it. Some people don't like the taste of it. If you don't, you can throw it in a water bottle and you won't notice it. Drink it that way. Or you could even put it in a little Dixie cup, of warm water and just kind of dilute it and then shoot that right back. So however you want to take it is fine, and it doesn't matter what time of the day, any time, day or night is fine to have your pink salt. And then it is very important to make sure you're drinking enough water. It does help, as you see here, for many different things. Helps with your maximized physical performance. It helps with hydration. It prevents leg cramps. It prevents headaches. It prevents all kinds of things. So it really does help you to lose weight too, because it does help fill you up. It flushes out the toxins. There's just so many reasons to have your water. So make sure you're drinking all of your water every day. You also don't want to overdrink. If you overdrink, you would risk flooding out your cells and flooding out the weight management formula. So you can have a little bit over, and especially if you are in the active lifestyle and you're working out, you'll need to have a little bit more. Just make sure you're not, drinking too little, too much. And as far as the exercise, if you are not on the active lifestyle, just keep your activity to light walking. But if you are in the active lifestyle, really try and keep the cardio no more than 30 minutes and the weight, resistance training no more than 15 minutes. So you're looking at about 45 minutes a day, and no more than 5 days a week. So you don't want to do anything too vigorous and strenuous, but you can have a moderate workout. That's fine. And if you're on the DNA program, we really do want you working out. So you do want to make sure you're getting moderate to high intensity, depending on what your DNA test results came back with. There's a whole exercise detailed program, especially for you. So that's something you'll discuss with your coach. So the active lifestyle plan, this is an example. If someone is working out in the morning, sometimes people are getting up real early and working out early morning. So do that. And then after your workout, you want to make sure that you have some breakfast. You want to replenish, so you want to have some protein. You can start sipping those drops first thing in the morning if you're working out a little later in the morning, and just kind of put that water bottle aside while you work out. Drink regular water, and then when you're done, you can go back to finishing your formulas all the way up to lunchtime. Now, if you're working out early morning, and you may not be starting the formulas right away, you're working out 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, after your workout, have some protein. Most likely it'll be egg whites. You're welcome to have anything else on the list, but have some egg whites and some fruit. Or sometimes maybe you'll have some protein egg whites with some vegetables if you want to do like a little omelet or something. So make sure you have your protein, your vegetables, and maybe some fruit after your workout. And then you will continue to have your formulas. It's okay to be sipping those drops again while you're having your breakfast. And then those formulas will last 8 to 12 or 9 to 12, something like that. So you'll have your early workout, then your morning breakfast, then your formulas for a few hours. Now it'll be lunchtime where you get another dose of protein, vegetables, and maybe your fruit can be mid-afternoon, and then dinner, same thing, protein, vegetables, and fruit in the evening. And you'll discuss with your coach how you'll break up the protein ounces for the workout piece. If you're breaking it up 3 times throughout the day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe it's 4 ounces at each meal to give you 12 ounces total in the day. If you're working out in the evening, then you'll get up, you'll just start your formulas as normal, drink them all morning without food, and then you'll split your protein between lunch and dinner, 6 ounces at lunch, 6 ounces at dinner. So you'll eat the 2 meals with snacks in between, those of you who are working out in the evening. And just remember to stay away from, grains, starchy vegetables, fats. So no oils, no peanut butter, no beans, they're high in fat. Really just be mindful of sticking to the food that is exactly on your list. We'll talk about how you can flavor your food, cook your food. So you can be sticking to proteins, fruits, and vegetables that you'll be having. Your free foods, they have an asterisk next to them every day in your journal. So you'll see lettuce, spinach, celery, cabbage, and cucumber. Those are unlimited. You can have them as much as you want, as often as you want. And then with these free foods, you'll see our support portal. We do have recipes for shakes and salads and soups and dips to try and get creative for you. And any spice, all your dry spices or fresh herbs, they're fine to season your food, flavor your food, cook with. Lemon juice, lime juice, vinegars are great. Stay away from the balsamic vinegar for now because that is higher in sugar. And if you're not, if apple cider vinegar is too potent for you, you can use like a red wine vinegar or a white wine vinegar. You can take any kind of vinegar and have some lemon juice or lime juice with it for maybe a salad dressing. Add in your spices that you like, your spices of choice, and make a homemade salad dressing for yourself. At night, as you're cooking, if you are looking to saute vegetables on the stovetop, you can use, rather than oil right now, you'll use a low sodium chicken broth or beef broth or vegetable broth and all your spices. You can use the cooking spray. That's a nice thin coating so your food doesn't stick to the pan. So that's fine to use. And then with the sweeteners, stevia or Truvia is the only sweetener, natural sweetener that we want you to have on the program. So your proteins, you'll see there's a lot of fish here. There's calamari, crab, scallops, lobster, shrimp, cod, sea bass, haddock, halibut, flounder, red snapper, tilapia, A lot of different fish here, but we do have egg whites, chicken, turkey, and lean beef. And then your vegetables, lots of different vegetables here. I mean, we've got some great vegetables, all the greens, broccoli and green beans, collard greens, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, kale. You've got cauliflower, mushrooms, and then you'll see in your journal the 5 asterisks vegetables that are free and unlimited. And then your fruits, you've got all your berries, blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, apples, tomatoes, grapefruit, orange. So you want to make sure you rotate through each of the food categories. We do have a vegetarian option, so if you are vegetarian, you can add these in, or these will be your proteins: non-fat Greek yogurt, non-fat cottage cheese, non-fat ricotta cheese, egg whites with 1 whole egg is fine, organic tofu. If you're not a vegetarian, you should refrain on having these, maybe at the most once a week, twice a week at the most. But I would refrain in the first few weeks of the program. Let the formulas work for you and not have to, be challenged by the dairy. And then as you're ending this phase will continue until the weight management formula drops have finished. The other 2 formulas, your B-Boost and your Detox, they will probably last a little bit into the transition phase. You'll see there's a bunch of check boxes well into transition. You may not go as far out as our check boxes are, but we want to make sure we have enough in there for you. So those will probably end around week 6. The weight management will go first probably after 5 weeks, 32, 35 days. Once the weight management formula ends, you won't do anything different for 3 days, and it will be on the 4th day that you'll, no matter where you are in the journal, you're going to flip to day 1 of transition, and that's when you start transition and you're adding breakfast and a serving of fat. You'll have plenty of calls set up to talk with your coach before this, so you'll be guided well before this happens. So no worries to worry about this. We also have another video tutorial for transition specifically. But just to let you know what's coming up, weight management ends around 5 weeks, and that's going to trigger you to jump to the transition phase. Really, once more, it's important to hold yourself accountable, and the technology is a big piece of that. So you do want to make sure you report your weight daily in the app. No worries if you forget a few days. When you go in there next, you can go ahead and backdate them. You can pop them in at that point. But we want to make sure that we can follow you and help you. If you plateau, we can see your daily weights, and that will help us help you. And you do want to make sure that you are available for your phone check-ins. You'll have 4 phone check-ins that will be set up between you and your coach. If you have to reschedule them, that's fine. You can go ahead and you'll have access to the support portal, so you can just log a ticket, which sends an email saying you need to reschedule the call, and we can easily do that. But we want to make sure we've got space set aside for you to talk about your progress. And if you have any questions, visit that support portal. You'll find the answers to your questions, and if you don't, you'll submit a ticket and be able to talk with one of the coaches. That is it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy your weight loss journey. Happy fat loading!